Oh God. Um, Let me see if the live is working because this is just a random live that I'm doing, and absolutely random. Okay, cool. All right, I can hear myself. Ooh, looks like someone's watching, or maybe it's me. That's all right. It's cool. So, if anybody else is watching, you can hit the chat. Hit me up on the chat. But it looks like it's just me watching. This is so random because, like, there's like a lot of people going live. But I mean, I'm just gonna just talk. Okay, it tells me that there's zero. I'm just gonna talk. Somebody will get here. Somebody will know that I'm live. This is just me recording some stuff. Whatever. Whatever. Because I was on Film Rebels Live. So what's up, everybody? I was on Film Rebels Live, and I already had my makeup on and slicked my hair back. And I'm like, let me just, not waste the makeup and everything. So let me just go ahead and get started. So let me see. Um I'm gonna share it with Twitter. Nobody's gonna see it on Twitter because that's how it goes. A I'm paying for a product for a service that I don't I don't get any I don't get any perks with it. And so I'm just ready to turn it off, you know? I'm just ready to turn it off. That's where I'm at with it because it's really starting to get lame that I don't get any perks with with Twitter. But that's my fault. All right. So we're just and like everybody's live. So like right now is not even like a good time for me to be live. You know what? I'll still go live tomorrow around 12. I just kind of felt like it right now. It felt right. It's hot as hell in Philadelphia. I'm probably shining. I don't know why it's so hot. Let me just put I'm live, y'all. And nobody will see this one either. It's absolutely frustrating. Oh my God, somebody else is on. Whoever's on, please say what's up or say what's up. Holla at me, and don't forget to hit that like button. All right, so the title of the live is the Substack is here. So what Substack? My Substack. So if you are already subscribed to my channel, I was talking about that I'm going to be writing a Substack about the prophecies, like things that we're seeing today, and how they make like what the Bible says about it. Because I'm a firm believer that everything is connected, and that like a lot of this stuff is prophesied. We are living in a time where there's a lot of different things happening. There's many different like new crises. Hold on, sorry. There's like a lot of not even just new crises. There's like different kind of situations that we've never seen before, not in our lifetime. And it's just these like constant polycrises, and they're like foreign. They're like alien to us. They're just a new breed of crises. So there's a reason for them. But if you know my channel, I've always talked about like agendas and the kill the cows video. I talked about how when they say they want to get rid of greenhouse gas emissions, that they're really talking about farting vapors and stuff like that. So that they're really talking about getting rid of us. So, all right. Um, but let me pull up my Substack. I'm not going to read my whole Substack, but I just want to read a little bit of it just to show you where I'm at, where I'm, like how I'm starting it, you know. But hold on. I truly hate when I get nervous, y'all. But I'm always candid about it. But I'll be going back live again tomorrow. But I was like, I have all this makeup on. Let me just go ahead and do this now. Hold on. All right. Let me share. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, this is totally like not fluke, but just on the fly. So let me share it. So Why wouldn't it? I hate stuff like this. I really do. Like, oh my god, share to this tab instead. So this is my channel. This is my Substack. It's that girl Casey, like my YouTube channel. So apparently I have 15 notifications. I wonder what that's about. Okay, about people who all right, about other people's Substacks. So yeah, back to my profile. So and I need to edit my profile, but like I played around with Substack, but now I have a mission with my Substack. But um yeah, here it is. Oh, 7 views, one free subscription, one share after reading this. That's what's up. Somebody shared it. All right, so I'm gonna read a little bit of it. Um why won't I open it up? What the fuck? Sorry. Oh, it is open it up. These are my pictures. Sorry. All right. So so just the beginning. What is going on in the world today? You know what? Let's not even look at the world just yet. Let's zoom in and start with our own neighborhoods, cities, states, and country. The events that are taking place in our country alone are sometimes too much to comprehend. Are you not sure what I'm talking about? Here, let me jolt your mind with some examples. I am extremely nervous because, like, this is my writing. So I'm not an author yet, like, I'm sharing a very candid part of me with the audience, and I feel very honored to do so. But you're going to see the anxiety. So I figured let me just call it out. We have an economic collapse underway, right? So, and then these are like the pictures, and then like I show, our infrastructure, trains, airlines, and roads, just to name a few, are failing. More evidence. People are lost in their minds and hearts, possessed with drugs that rob them of thinking or feeling. This is Kingston. Um, Crime is rising at a rapid rate. This just happened. This lady was killed. People have become so ideological. People have become ideologically self-serving to the point of not being able to function with common sense. I mean, you see all the riots and everything. Children are being led down a path of confusion and superficial ideas that leave them with no base or foundation to grow upon. This guy, his name is Desmond. Apparently, Desmond, like he is some drag kid. Like that's y'all know I am jazz. Our establishment leaders are waging wars without asking us, the constituents. These are just a few examples of the calamity we see today. So I'll go into talking about the calamity, and of course, now add that to events taking place in our personal lives. It all becomes too much sometimes to even navigate through. So many times we read head. Oh my God. It all becomes too much sometimes to even navigate through. So many times we read headlines and keep it moving. Um, the news, both personal and mainstream, can leave us feeling drained with good reason. It almost feels like there are just so many events taking place that there's nothing but complete anarchy going on and not any way to work through it. And of course, I go into, what if I told you that there was not only a way to navigate through it, but also to find inspiration and conquer your own personal struggles. And I bring God in. So on this Substack journey, we're just going to look at what's been going on and how it connects to Bible prophecies. Now, I have a couple current events that I can tell you, you know, show you like how it's all like how it connects. Okay, so I can make the connection. I hate the nervousness, but really, the biggest thing, the Great Reset, is like a real thing, and it's not something to even convince somebody about. They're still focused on doing this, with I thought you could see a little bit more into it. They have a plan. This is the reset wheel, and they have a plan, and they want to make sure that it goes through. I feel like a college professor. So let me I'm going to show you in real time how everything is connected, right? So, like when you look at this wheel, first of all, this is a reset wheel. And what happened was after COVID, World Economic Forum, global leaders, they said, this is a perfect time to reset the world into a more harmonized way, which sounds good, but it's the path that they take to get there. So they talk about digital identity, 5G, future of Oh God. Anyway, drones. They use a lot of drones. Forests, future of food, plastics, and the environment. Batteries. I mean, all of this. So when I tell you everything is connected, LGBTI, um, and systemic racism, all of it's all connected. It's like all the wheels. So even on this channel, like I talk about everything. I talk about entertainment stuff. I talk about everything, current events, because it's all connected. And I'm not saying that there's this one person with like this mustache is like, let me play with the puppets or whatever, and do whatever. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. But it's all connected. All right, let me stop rambling. So hold on, like busting out into a damn. This is just annoying. Like, all right, so let me present this. I'm not gonna be on here long because I don't know. I don't think I'm feeling it tonight. I rather be with people. I felt like I'm talking to myself, like, which is what live is. But I don't know. I just sometimes it's fun to to be on with people. Somebody like hold on. See what I'm saying? Twitter doesn't show none of my stuff. I'm going to cancel this. So all right, here we go. This is Joe Biden talking about some existential threat. Well,
the single existential threat to the world is climate change. We don't have a lot of time, and that's a fact. They're even recognizing finally, everyone's recognizing America.
And he can't even talk for 30 seconds without having to bite his tongue or slur or something. Like, it's just annoying. First of all, I thought that these people had gave up on their climate agenda because it's they're in so many wars right now that, like, how do you have time to focus on this stuff? But I mean, you got a bunch of departments, so you're still on it. Yeah, they're still on it. It's climate change. Catch all the phrases to deceive. Wasn't it racism last summer? What happened? Like, so my thing is this, right? All right. So I'm like, I don't like doing this thing where it's like, yeah, you see, they're getting us, like, oh yeah, they're trying to distract us with this, and but they have this as a plan. Or, oh, they're calling it climate change now. You see, they're the pandemic, and just shooting out things into the air. For me, that doesn't work because, like, yeah, it's okay. So it's true. It's true that there's constantly, we're on a ticker tape of headlines. But if I know there's a design, I'd rather look at it in like a connected way. On my channel, like, that's how I've been assessing the worldly events, things that have been taking place. I called the China beef last year. I called it last year. I mean, I called it last year, right? And I'm just a girl reading the news or getting information. But it was easy to see. So I don't like doing a shooting in the air, like, oh, what are they doing now? That type of thing. There's a reason for it. Let me bring up the cows. First of all, this is sad because in this thing right here, there was all these cows just well, that was yesterday. 18,000 cows are dead. Like, they burned alive. That's so sad. 18,000 cows are now dead due to an explosion in Dimmitt, Texas. Honest question: how does a dairy farm have an explosion so large that it kills all 18,000 cows? And that's, oh, Ark, thank you for dropping by and leaving a like. Can't say I'll try to make the next. So thank you. I'm going to be live tomorrow. I'm not going to even be on here too long because it's like not working out for me. Like, my spirit is not into it. But thank you for coming by and hitting the like button. But how does 18,000 cows just die? Just it's so large that all them cows died in there. Like, first of all, that's sad. But the thing is all part of the plan. It's go back and look. I talked about the kill the cows video. They say they want to get rid of the carbon footprint. You know, they're not gonna tell you like what we're doing with the cows. I don't know who lit the 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 farm on fire, but I know that these people have a conflict with cows. And last year there was 2,000 cows that just died, and today it's 18,000 cows that were burned up, and who knows how many more, right? And they don't want us eating regular beef. Like, they have their CRISPR cows coming and everything. So and then cows, they say like, oh, the greenhouse gas emissions is not good for the carbon footprint, or the carbon, we're trying to reduce carbon emissions. First of all, there's only like 0.04% of carbon in the air. But when they like with the cows, so they say they try to say that they're bad for the climate. Okay. But the fact is, they're good for the ecosystem because they turn the soil, right? They do everything against God. Because when you hear them say we have to save the planet, climate change is happening. We have to get on this quick. This is an agenda. And now they're doing the action to the words. Climate change is happening. We have to save the planet. You are not God. And now you're worshiping the creation more than the creator. So this is how you you will be snuffed in. You will be eased into worshiping the creation rather than the creator, right? Oh, hey, we have to save the planet. So what are we going to do to save the planet? Well, you should eat bugs. What? Like, that goes against the Bible. Okay? Or saying like or even with the cars, with the EV, the electric cars. They want us all to be in electric cars. Well, that it's not even that, oh, okay, it goes against about, it's people control. They want to get to the point where they control every aspect of your life. The digital ID Fed now is coming in July. I talk about this all the time. So it's all connected in a way where we're being coerced to doing whatever the state tells us. And so that's what my Substack is to kind of break down the design and see what we need to do to stay vigilant against all of the change that they're trying to bring to us. So it's like, so saying like, okay, 18,000 cows were killed. This dairy farm now obviously is like a huge farm. And you can tell, hey, Harry, hey, what's up? Thank you for coming by. So this dairy farm, you could tell it's a big manufacturing farm. So how do you beat this? Well, first of all, like, I believe in staying vigilant in the word of God, because you're going to need it, because you're about to see a bunch of crazy stuff. I'm not saying tomorrow, but you're going to need the something. For me, it's God. It is God. But you're going to need something to keep you grounded, because you're going to see a bunch of stuff that you're just not used to seeing. This is not normal, you know? A family in Fort Smith, AR just shared horrific story of pit bull attack. Oh, that's terrible. Hmm. Many small farm prevents mass scale tragedies like this, but regulations encourage consolidation. Yeah, so here's the thing. How you beat this stuff is, okay. So they're trying to get rid of the regular beef. And that is something I've been watching. And so they just did this. So, and they've been approved to like put synthetic meat out on the shelves. Find your local farmer. Okay. Find your local Irish farmer, and not Irish, Amish farmer, find a small farm and connect with them with their product. There's a lot of farms, small farms, Amish farms certainly, where they will mail you the food, like they'll deliver. It's the same way how people have Omaha steaks, but it's actually from a real farm where they're actually growing real cows. These are things that we have to think about. Because if you don't think about it, I'm not trying to add on more, but it's just this part of a solution. We used to say things like, "Oh, they're trying to kill us through the food," like, But okay, so that's one way. Or even this whole bank situation, they're trying to run off all the banks and make it just be about four big banks that'll work with Fed Now. Once Fed Now, let's pull up Fed Now. This is gonna be a quick one. Let me see, Harry. What did you tell me? So a thing got hot and exploded Cow farts? I know, right? You come in like at the end of the cow story. So they want to get rid of greenhouse gas emissions. So when we was younger, I used to always hear them say, "Oh, greenhouse gas emissions, greenhouse gas emissions." I used to be like, "What?" Not even younger, like not too long ago. I'm like, "What is a greenhouse gas emission?" And and then when I looked, I'm like, "Farts, cow, like." What, methane and urine vapors? I'm like, are you serious? That's normal stuff. Why are you trying to get rid of that? Like, what are you doing? These people, so, but it really is a way of getting rid of anything natural. That's what it is. Um, that's really what it is. And so they have these new cows, CRISPR cows, that are gonna be able to not give as many vapor. I don't want nothing that genetically modified. What else are you putting in there? You know? Sorry, ladies. No, 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 no. I'm glad you came. Nah, it's fun because I mean, I would be coming in and hearing about farts and blowing up cows. I'd be like, what is she talking about? But this stuff is like I pay attention to so much, and then I look. So I'm writing the Substack because these things are prophesied. They are definitely the part about where we will not be able to buy or sell. Um, and I heard that growing up as a kid, and I'm like, well, how do they do that? Then you got Fed Now coming. Biden aims to implement central bank digital currency, CBDC, to bring about a cashless society, allowing them to track everything we purchase and control our money. Gov's FedNow system is needed first step to achieve their dream of cashless society. Um, yeah, so the FedNow system, it is a soft launch for you to go and get comfortable with the internet, the app, the government app, like, hey, you know what, organize your stuff here, be fine, just organize your stuff here, you know oh, well, now remember our dollar is rapidly losing value. Our dollar messed up. Well, we got a digital coin here on Fed Now, everybody need to get on it. So now they're effectively in your pocket. But let's see what she says. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on.
Now we have in Europe this threshold: above 1,000 euros, you cannot pay cash. If you do, you are on the gray market. So you take your risk. You get caught, you are fined, or you go in jail.
So let's stop there. If these people are paying, no central bank, please, but it's coming. It's coming. So we have, because what are we gonna? We can't stop it. I mean, maybe we could get a barter system. Find people that you're close with, that you know that you could do some trading with. It's like you have to be prepared because they will slow roll us into coercion, into going into their central banking. And if you're not in it, you effectively become a fugitive. You hear what this lady said. If you pay for something over $1,000 with cash, you can go to jail. This is in Europe. I didn't even know that was happening. You see, it's landed somewhere on this earth. It's not safe. I'm not hysterical though, because I'm not shocked that this is happening at all. But I do have to get prepared.
So you go to jail for spending your own money if they don't control it. That's coming here. Tulsi Gabbard has spoken out against it. She, of course, ran for president, served in the House from Hawaii, and joins us now. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Tucker.
This is so dystopian. You'd hate to think it could ever come here. You think it might?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is just the latest effort by those in power in our country who are intent on undermining and taking away our own freedoms and liberties. This central bank digital currency is about government sanctioned surveillance and control. It's about them being able to keep track of every single thing that we purchase, whether it's a stick of gum or an automobile or anything in between. And so if they have all this information and data, which they will in this system, then where does that lead? It gives them the power to decide, okay, well, hey, we don't want to allow you to purchase certain things, or we may deem it necessary to freeze your overall account.
And I'm going to stop right there. We don't even need to hear her say everything. Oh my God. Hey, Casey. Hey, Ashley. Casey. Hey, I'm not even going to go any further. She doesn't even have to say anything else. You hear what she said? She said that we can deem it necessary to freeze your account. You can't make this purchase. The government will effectively be in your pocket, right in your pocket. But it doesn't end there. It's not about, it's bigger than just guns. And I'm not saying just guns to minimize guns, because guns are, they are going to be more important than ever before, but it's bigger than that. It's your thinking. Don't you see it happening already? DEI, ESG programs, like the whole inclusive, then you gotta your company has to be this much inclusive in order to get the tax breaks and all whatever. It's thought policing, it's social crediting. So now we'll use me as an example who has a channel, who says exactly what she's thinking on her channel. And so it's documented. I know what I'm getting into. I can't pretend to be anybody else but me. So my social credit score is probably negative 100. Well, we don't know. Casey might be a little too, she might be a little too erratic to make certain purchases. Yeah, you call it DIE. They said it was a manure pump heated up and methane. Oh, is that what they said? See, but a manure pump heated up. So they're still blaming the cows for their own death. They're saying that I guess the cow dung heated up and then the methane caused the explosion. You hear this? That's a lie. To me, that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. Because why did it happen now? That pump, manure pump, has been working before. So what happened to the maintenance on the pump? Polycrises. But back to DIE, like, yeah, because it effectively, so now to even get into the diversity, equity, and inclusion, these people are writing laws and legislation that promotes worshiping the creation rather than the creator. Okay. They want you to be self-serving. Okay. I'm a Black woman, so I deserve privileges as a Black woman. And everybody's oppressed in the line of Marxism. In the room of Marxism, they all call it oppression, but it's not oppression. It's I deserve because I'm in this community. Okay, so thank you. Ashley Casey says she's from a farming community, and that sounds off. It sounds off to me too, because how many vapors is coming from? All of a sudden, the dung is just full of that many vapors that it caused an explosion. But it works well into their theme of greenhouse gas emissions. You see, things are exploding because of it now. So back to what I was saying. So now I'm a Black woman, so I deserve things. I deserve some sort of I deserve a chance. I deserve to be seen. I don't have to work for it. There's not enough people who look like me in this. What does that even mean? That is the most superficial thing ever. If you're not qualified for a job, you're just not qualified for a job. If you qualify for a job, you'll get the job, or if you don't get the job, go get another job. Like, I never thought about it like that. I never did, and I've been discriminated on, but then I just left that job and went to another job, but it's all the communities. So we have to serve ourselves first. Women, oh my God, the patriarchy. I just saw this video and I was trying to find it to share it, which is white woman who was saying that, oh, white women, we're privileged. We need to use our voices and everything. And she's like, because of these guns, we need to stop these guns and stop them from happening. We could do a lot more with our voices. The only reason why we haven't been able to be how we want to be is because of white supremacy, patriarchal. And I'm like, this is a white woman talk. Like, you're going off about your own men. Like, what are you doing? It doesn't do anything for anybody. It doesn't. I'm actually gonna share something with y'all too. And the person is gonna be mad that I share, but I don't care. But yeah, it doesn't do anything for anybody to keep saying, oh, give me this because I'm this community. And it goes back to the trans thing. Like, we definitely worship because they feel like your eyes see a man in a dress, but you have to acknowledge it as God made a mistake, so they're a woman who just looks a little bulky. Wow. So now, and then if you don't, what's up, Trace? What's up? And if you don't acknowledge it, then we're already in your pockets. The government's in your pockets. So I heard Casey thinks that there's only two genders. I don't think that she should pay her mortgage. Matter of fact, I don't think she should have money. She's dangerous. They will call you dangerous. They will. They will label you as dangerous and crazy. I mean, did you ever think you'd be living in a time where asking a man a simple question, can men get pregnant, turns into a like anything more than a whoa, what are you talking about? But no, they give it a few seconds. Like I asked somebody this question. I was like, "Can men get pregnant?" And they were like, "I mean," I said, "Oh man, you lost already, dog." Like you, I was like, "If you're trying to work it out, you already lost the game. They got you. So damn, you're jacked. Men cannot get pregnant. Okay, men cannot get pregnant. Um, and instead of us talking to the people who are going into, you must be talking about that Matt Walsh clip. No, I don't. Now I don't even know what clip. Like I'm literally talking about my own experience of like a real person who said that to me. And instead of telling these people like, listen, there's something going on. If a man can get pregnant, it's sci-fi. It is. What was that show V? And I think on V, the husband. Look at that. You know, they were grooming us when we were kids. The husband was the one who would carry the baby. I missed the clip. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, they uh, instead of telling these people, listen, you're probably going through something. We have to find the root cause of why you feel like when you look in the mirror, you see a man, or a woman or a man. Let's find out what's going on. Was disassociating in your mind to make you feel this way? Come on, let me help you. But this is not what you see. Like this is not normal. You could be a flamboyant man, but you're still a man. And look, I'm not even at the point with the kids yet, but like we have to really talk about this. I reacted to that clip as a short, and oh, I have to go watch it. It's put a trace. Can you put the clip on? Or can you put your short and the clip on the chat? He's probably like, see, I shouldn't have said nothing. Now she's got me doing things, right? If you can't, I'll go find it. But yeah, so instead of like, I'm not even at the kids yet. Because we should have had a real conversation with the adults before we even got to the kids. For a man to go and get rid of it, we have to like, that's a big deal. And you're not going to be a woman. Okay? You're not. So so I believe that most of the trans people we used to see back in the day, not these kids today. I'm not putting them in anything. As far as, or I don't even think Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner has had the surgery. There was one headline saying that he did, but I don't think he did. Blair White has not had the surgery. Okay. I'm trying to think of like relaxed trans people. Just trans people. I think a lot of them haven't done that final part. Yeah, they'd have to. But I know I was watching a documentary where this older guy, he was saying that he started feeling like he was a woman. He was going through all the steps and everything, talking to his therapist and everything. Thank you. Thank you. Like send it on like our chat on the on Hypnotic channel. Thank you. Oh, but no, you can send it here so we can look at it here. Sorry. So yeah. So he was saying that like he was going through the whole thing. And if you look at him for real, I'm gonna give it to him. He looks like a 60-year-old like buff woman, But he was like, he was doing a therapy, everything, and he swore he was like, I'm ready. He said he was ready. And then when he went and he had the surgery done, and when he woke up and they told him like, all right, everything was a success. He said at that very moment he felt his mind going crazy. Can you imagine? He felt his mind going crazy. Okay. Because he did the ultimate thing. And then to this day, I think he did that back in like 20 years ago. Thank you, Atreus. You're so, I think he did that 20 years ago. And he was like, yeah, today he was like, I have suicidal thoughts like almost every day. You know what I mean? Like I'm chronically suicidal. And I'm like, yeah, you would be, because that is huge. And guess what? You're still not, and then that's probably really when the body dysmorphia is solidified. Like you did all this. And because that's what he said. And he said it. He was like, you do all that, but you still don't feel satisfied. You don't feel like you're not. Yeah, it is sad. Actually, it is sad. I want to be clear that when y'all hear me go off about this, like on my channel, I'm not busting on these people. Like, all right, there's some of these people who come on the screen, like that one guy who hit Billboard Chris, and choked them and everything. Like, yeah, those kind of people make me mad. They do. Because, like, why are you putting hands on somebody who's just standing there? Like, you're so lame. Okay. But if we talk about this in a holistic level, it is sad. It's very sad, because what should have happened was, when that man went to whatever because back in the day, you used to have to see a therapist before you would have to go get all that cut done and everything. Yes, inner work. You should go see a therapist, and you should, like, when you go see the therapist, what the therapist is supposed to, I forgot I could share y'all comments. What the therapist is supposed to do is say, okay, you're disassociating. Let's have a discussion, and they can, and without judgment, I'm going to leave religion out of it for a second. But me, for real, for the holistic thing of it, I would really be like, listen, God loves you even in your confusion, and he can help you be better. He can help you be better. But as a therapist, you say, okay, your mind is disassociating. So let's go back and let's do some work. How did we get here? Why do you see a woman when you're a man? How you post comments like that? I'm on StreamYard. So I'm on StreamYard, and y'all comments show. So so if I double click it, it'll show. And then you talk to the person and you say, well, listen, and you have to keep it real. No matter how many estrogen tabs you take, or how many or whatever surgery you have, you're not going to be a woman. Are you prepared to live in a substitute version of yourself? Because that's how you have to think about it. You're not going to be a woman. And I have to tell you that right now, right? Not going to be a woman, because your chromosomes, everything, you're not. Your bones, everything. Because when you die and they pull you back up, they're going to know you were a man. So you're not a woman. But is it important to you to say enough, like, no, I'm ready, and this is after sessions, to say, okay, no, I'm ready to live this way. Okay, so you're ready to live in a substitute version of yourself, where you have to take medicine every day, and you'll have to do wound care every day. Yeah, wound care. Because first, it's just, oh my God, just even thinking about what they do to the men to make a anastomosis to connect parts that are not meant to be connected, ripping out and everything, and then it dehisses constantly, because the body is designed so perfectly in the name of God. It's just that we destroy it. I know. It is designed so perfectly that the body knows, like, something was done here. Something's not, I gotta go back to what I was. So that's why a lot of these guys, you hear that they like, oh my God, like, it was horrible. Nobody told me I was gonna be going back to the doctors. Like, I Am Jazz. He had to go back to the doctor 4 times. 4 times. That's a child. 4 times. Because it kept opening up. Yeah. Because the body was like, no, this tissue's not supposed to. Let me tell you how your body is so, like, designed in precision. If you have we have bacteria all around us, right? So all over, but it's protected bacteria unless it gets somewhere else. You have staph on your skin, Staphylococcus aureus. So a lot of times when you, like, if you cut it, like at a paper cut or something, you might see it swell up on the sides of the cut. That's because your white blood cells are going in, and they, because they don't want the staph to get inside, because now the staph that's on your skin, if it gets inside, now you can get an infection. Okay. So, or like you have bacteria that's in your lungs, but if it gets, somehow it moves and it gets, like, on your hand, that's flesh-eating virus. That's necrotizing fasciitis. That's how your body is like, no, this is not supposed to be here. And then it becomes a threat to itself. It's designed perfectly. If a trace is making, you don't want to look like Morris Chestnut. Like, I mean, he was cool for a little bit, but like, I'm kind of over the Morris Chestnut thing now. Like, I don't know. I just look at these mainstream people so weird now. Like, I'm just like, I'm over all of y'all. But yeah. So that's how the body was designed. The body was God knew what He was doing. Every cell has a purpose. So if every cell in your body has a purpose, that means you have a purpose on this earth. Okay, that's what I like to tell people. A little, nurse joke, not nurse joke, like a nurse positivity. I don't. So you said Morris. Oh, that's Morris Chestnut is an actor. He's this black actor. He was on what movie was he on? Oh my God, The Best Man. I'll pull him up for you. So yeah, so but then these people, they go and they chop up and fold back and then they have to insert some sort of thing inside of them multiple times a day for like a few years, or else it'll close it. That's not being a woman. So this is what they need to explain to people. Like, listen, you're gonna have to keep up with your new wound. You're gonna have to do this. It's gonna take daily work and this, that, and the. They should tell them this. And women don't do things like this. So in your mind, you might still not feel like a woman, because a woman does not do this. Be real with them. No, instead they tell them, yeah, come on over. Let's shop your. It should be illegal. It should. And then not because I want government into it, but before. But I know ethics. I know as a nurse, there's certain things I just can't just do. It's unethical. It absolutely is. So I think that before we go and just allow people to do these kind of things to themselves, there should be so much documentation that you tried to rule out everything else before you got to this point. And I'm sure at some point it was like that, but it certainly isn't like that now. I said God was trolling when He made informed consent. Yeah, actually, they don't give informed. It was so okay. So, how you design one man say I'm gonna give her the leg? No, it gave y'all something special. No, let me stop playing. Yes, actually, informed consent is so important. Yet we don't get that with just about anything. I mean, it is extraordinary. I don't even want to scare people with like how bad we talk about hold on. I'm pulling up Morris Chestnut so she can see who he is. This is fun, right? Um Morris Chestnut reveals he's been married 27 years and never wanted to play the field. I know I have a good woman. Oh, okay, good for you. But yeah, that's Morris Chestnut. That's what's up. That's Morris Chestnut. Oh, I thought there was another picture. That's him. He's an actor. But yeah, it. We don't get informed consent about anything. I don't want to freak anybody out. She's smiling. But yeah, he's good looking. I'm just bored with him. But then laugh and make the next dude. And Trace is out of line on the track. He is like clown on the track. Yo, you funny. That is a troll. Now I get what you're saying. Yeah. So, my bad, y'all. So, his phone heating up. So what was I saying? Oh God, yeah. If I get into our medical industrial complex, it's not right. It's not right, the setup, how they set us up. It's not. So I'm going to share something with you guys, right? So all right, listen. What I'm about to share, hold on. I have to be careful when I pull up my messages. Let me stop. Okay. I wish I could blur this person out, but I'm not. So all right, y'all. I'm going in the DM, right? So all right, you don't know who this is. Okay. Anonymous person. All right. Let me give y'all some. What's that? Send me a link. I'll hop on from. I'm about to wrap up traditions because I wasn't really even staying as long, but everybody started coming through. But actually, you know what? Let me send you the link. Nah, it's the same one. It should be the same link though. Because I want you to hear this. And I kind of want your opinion. Nah. Don't boo me. It should be the same link though. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Where's my invite? Hold on. But yeah, but I want hold on. Broken. Paste. All right, I emailed it to you. So if you coming on, let me know. But you was explaining how God decides who gets the eggplant and the cake. No, I was not. I was not. Listen, hey man, look, I don't know nothing about. I'm not God. You know what I mean? I don't know everything about that. All right, but um, so I'm trying to see if traditions is coming on. But this, all right. So right now I'm gonna move. So all right. So I have the Substack. It's free. I will put the link in the chat. Hold on. Um, just so paste. Um, hold on. Oh man, that's what's up. Somebody subscribe to the channel. Aren't they just? She's flustered. I know. I know. She's like, I like. I'm just me all around. I'm always me. Like a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right, bet. All right, here comes the traditions. So listen, I put my What's up, traditions?
What's going on?
Yeah, I just threw you in. You could, yeah, this last um segment, I do want you here because I actually do want your opinion. Okay. So guys, that's my link to my Substack. Oh no, that's to yours. Oh, that's my link to my Substack. So that's what I'll be writing on my Substack, and I'll be talking about it more and more. Because I did make that episode on my channel called "It's All What did I say? It's all connected, and there's like a picture of what looks like a Lucifer. I have to go back and actually put the Substack link on that episode too. But YouTube is doing something weird now where they're acting funny about certain links that you put, and I don't know which ones they're yeah, you know what I mean? Like this is
Yeah.
they don't, and it's just annoying. Like they don't give you the rules at all. Like it's just like we don't like links. Well, which ones? You know? So, but in my Substack, that's where I get deeper into talking about Bible prophecies and things like that. I'm not afraid to say on my channel that I believe in God, of course not. But you know, I get deeper on the Substack for people who choose to go and read it. Okay, so there we go. Now this cultural thing. All right, so I'm about to set it up. What's going on, traditions? I saw you with Osiris and Che. How y'all was killing it.
No problem, no problem. I saw I went on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was going to do a reaction video to what Mark Lamont Hill said. I don't
What
know if
did
you've
he
seen that or
say?
not.
I missed that clip. I'm just all over
Wait,
this.
oh my bad. Hold on. I should be good. My bad. Okay. Yeah, Mark Lamont Hill said something about the new Freaknik documentary. I don't want to kind of derail what you're talking about.
No. It's all right. It's still cultural.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
yeah,
when he said, the Freaknik documentary's coming out on Hulu,
yeah.
and he said that it shouldn't be the women that's worried about what the documentary is going to show. It should be the men because of how the men were acting back during Freaknik.
Mm-hmm.
Is it you lagging or me lagging? Which one is it?
Nah, you're not lagging to me. I'm hearing everything you're saying.
Okay. So he's saying it should be I guess it's an issue with women being concerned. He's like, no, the men should be concerned. And I was gonna do a reaction to that. And I came on Twitter to go back to the bookmark tweet, and I saw that you was live. Then I just like, oh, let me be nosy, and I just jumped on.
I'm glad that you did. But how do you feel about that? I don't think anybody, I mean, like, I don't know if people should be necessarily embarrassed. Like, I don't even know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I would be embarrassed even if I was a girl. Like, were they doing crazy things like that? Like, I don't know.
But oh my god, I think I'm really lagging bad. I think it might be on my end.
Because I hear you clear.
Yeah, I don't hear you clear. Like you was kind of choppy just now.
And I got all my bars. Because usually, I will say with this thing, sometimes I don't have all my bars, but
Now you good.
Yeah, I have them. I don't know. I wonder if it's this mic. I'm starting to think I gotta change this mic, and I really like this mic. Can you hear
No,
me?
your mic is choppiness. It wasn't the mic either.
Okay. But are we good now?
Yeah, you good now.
All right.
I
Okay.
didn't
All
hear
right.
I didn't hear the question you asked.
So, but should anybody be embarrassed? Like, what you?
It's funny. I don't know what it is. You asked me again and it started chopping, and now I see a circle. I don't know what's going on. Oh, let me
and I'm
jump
not
out and
lagging
jump
on.
back in.
All right, yeah,
Maybe
jump
it's
out
on
and
my
jump
end.
back in, cause yeah. So for everybody, so while traditions jumps out and jumps back in, um, the Freaknik documentary. So for people who don't know what the Freaknik is, the Freaknik was like this. I don't know, like this college sorority. What's up, Candice? It was like this college sorority type of like festival where like all the horny college kids went. Why did this thing send the StreamYard link? Oh, I hate my phone sometimes. I really do. That is not the link I meant to put on the chat. I really can't stand this phone. I mean this computer. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, it was like this college sorority thing where everybody came and they oh, I see why I did that. I see why I did that. All right, hold on. They went to like this festival and then people were acting like crazy, like sexually crazy, I guess, like some sort of hedonism. And so now they're gonna have a documentary about it. But like when I was a kid, I wanted to go to Freaknik, but like I didn't know what Freaknik was. Or can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
You
I think
good?
yeah, I went old school, so I plugged in so I got like my internet, I could also plug it in or go Wi-Fi. So I plugged it in. I went for that route right now. See,
All right. So we straight.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right
So
now.
when I asked you, should anybody be embarrassed about the Freaknik documentary? Like
What they did, I mean, people were out there really like nasty. Like a cop got fired because of Freaknik. like that as like your man had this girl bent over the cop car, and he had her cheek spread open. You could see all the everything spread open,
what?
and he's in uniform. He's in uniform.
Yo,
Yeah, he got fired because of that.
that's crazy. I mean, I don't even know the purpose. You know what? When Mark Lamont Hill talks traditions, I just look at him as a clown. So it's like everything he says, I'm just like blah. You know what I mean? Because this is the same guy who said men can get pregnant. So you was already done when I heard like when
See, I'm the type of
you,
person I could leave that comment where is it at and not agree, but see what else he says, and then maybe I could agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to just write him off completely.
I
That's
did.
how I am.
I did because he was trying to argue that point, and I'm sorry. Like I'm very like it's just that's my personality. Listen, you know, it is not out of any type of. I'm not trying to be mean, yo, but it's just like I'm gonna always look at you like that. Like, well, you don't know how to really analyze things because you think a man could get. I'm sorry. Like he was fighting Candace Owens. Like, yes,
Yeah.
men can get. I was like, oh, what's going on? Like, and you're from Philly. It's weird.
I
He's
mean,
always.
are you from Philly? You claim it, but are you from Philly?
I'm
Oh,
actually. So I was born in Brooklyn.
see,
And I lived there for 7 years, and then I moved down to Florida. So I was a Southern girl until I was 12, and then we moved to Philly, and I
okay,
lived in Jersey for a little bit, and then but like I'm back in Philly. So yeah, I do claim Philly because I know Philly more than any other place that I've been at. And like I was driving in Philly, so I
yeah,
claim Philly. I don't claim the nonsense in Philly today. Philly used to be fun, but the crap that's going on doesn't make no sense.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, when it comes, yeah, she says she doesn't have time for stupid. I don't. I'm sorry. Maybe that's the female in me. I can't because I just like, yo, you really here just to get a paycheck. You're like, men can get pregnant. But anyway, whatever. So he said the men should be worried about what they did. Maybe there are some men who are worried. Mark Lamont Hill goes for men all the time.
He does.
All
He does.
he does.
He does.
Like he was saying something about
He knows his crowd. He knows his crowd. He knows his audience. You know what I'm saying? He's on the Griot. He's on the Black News Channel. He's on CNN. He knows the people who pay attention to him.
exactly. So
Casey,
I
I
can't.
played myself. I got to step out for a minute. I'll be right back. I forgot I'm making my tea for the morning. So I'll be right back. I just gotta
I can't even take traditions, y'all. You just got me gassed up thinking that we go ahead and get your
give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back like in 2
all
minutes.
right, go ahead. So I'll just like hold everybody because I
understand.
want to talk about this thing here, and I want him to be here when I talk about it. But
All
yeah,
right, I'll be right back. Don't start.
nah, I'm not. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go look. Why don't we go find that clip that he's talking about with Mark Lamont Hill because I did see Barrington going off about it earlier. Hold on. So we're gonna go back to the home. I think that I bookmarked it. Let me see. Yeah, all right, bam, we here. All right, let's see.
About this Freaknik documentary. A whole bunch of people talking about whose names and faces and voices and bodies are going to show up on this video from the 90s. And most of the conversation is about whether or not women will be exposed on this documentary, whether people's mamas and girlfriends and wives and daughters are going to show up in a Freaknik documentary. And I hear you. But that's the wrong issue. Look, I was outside in the 90s. I've been to Freaknik as an aspiring young journalist covering the story, of course. And when I was there, I saw what was happening. It's
Talk about a small one. Okay, all right, good.
not just about women being half naked. It's not about women's hypersexuality. No, Freaknik is about men ogling, men fondling. Freaknik had a lot to do with male hypermasculinity and sexual violence. Freaknik is a rape fest. It is a sexual assault fest. That's not the only thing going on out there. I'm not trying to demonize or pathologize Black people. But if we're talking about the worst parts of Freaknik, it wasn't about the actions of women. It was about the disgusting actions of us men. And so when you
Mark, this will not get you laid. Okay, like I need you to know that this, like, I hope one day you run into this commentary, my channel, and know that this will not get you laid. Okay.
you watch Freaknik, you don't need to be worried about mama, daughter, sister, girlfriend. You need to be worried about brother, son, husband, or yourself, and whether or not you were engaged in some of the worst parts of patriarchal culture, whether you were part of the worst parts of rape culture and misogyny and sexual violence.
Oh, it is so disgusting to hear this, Art.
When we talk about Freaknik and the way we talk about Freaknik, it's a representation of all the problems we have in a society that always blames women for the actions of men. So don't check the women, check yourself.
Wow. Let me see. Barrington said, and Mark Lamont Hill continues to be a eunuch for the left, but these are the people you look towards for leadership and inspiration as Black people. Yeah, oh my God, that was annoying to like. It's
Back
just,
at the time. So I was listening that you played the Mark Lamont Hill.
yeah, I was like, you know what? Well, no, you tell me something. The men should be worried. Like you were nice. Like you gave him. You made it very generic, right? He said it. Now my man, he went into all the words and everything. The misogyny. The what did he call it? Toxic masculinity or something. What did he?
He said all the bad parts of the patriarchy, all the parts of masculinity, all the bad parts. First of all, I ain't gonna lie, this is what is weird about me. He said all the bad parts about rape culture. Give me one good example that's the good part about rape culture. Give me one good example.
They don't care that they sound
but I will say this though. I will say this just to, I'm not gonna try to give my whole video on your video.
No, I know.
Yeah, but check this out. He said that the men should be worried because of the time that we living in now. Think about this. Women could literally go to something that's called the slut walk and still have their jobs. Imagine men going to something equivalent to that and being seen there. I mean, you have people out here literally losing their jobs over tweets supporting something Donald Trump said.
Yeah.
So now imagine being seen in the light of grabbing some woman up and
who wanted to be grabbed up.
Yeah, and she's like, you can see that she's uncomfortable in her face, and you don't know the direction of the documentary's going. All we know is the documentary's coming out. You don't know the twists and turns they're gonna make the documentary. They might make it to like, hey, men are predators in this sense. We don't know the direction they're going in.
You know what? That's probably what they're gonna do.
Yeah, because that's the time we living in now.
That's the time we living in. Yeah. And Mark Lamont Hill already just led the way for them. I mean, he already put it down before seeing the documentary. He's telling you that, it's all the worst parts of rape culture. Men, didn't I tell you? I told you he's always coming for men. Because all he had to say was, if he would have said it in a rational way of like, men should be worried too, because they were doing some crazy stuff too. I mean, listen, everybody was doing something crazy. So I would think individually, all right, thank you, Ashley. Thank you for coming through.
Ashley.
Yeah, like if he was even saying like, like, yeah, man, everybody had a part to play. It was called the Freaknik. Like people knew what they were going to get into. Like it was called the Freaknik. Okay. Yeah. And like, even though I was a kid and I wanted to go because like I heard all the older girls, but I, like, because it just sounded fun. I didn't know about all that other stuff. I just thought, like big party. Nobody explained
Yeah.
to me all that. It wasn't until I got older I was like, oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
I don't know if you ever been to like Miami during Memorial Day weekend.
I've been to Miami, but not. I used to go to Miami all the time. But what happened there? Hedonism? Is it what is?
It was pretty bad. Like I seen some stuff. I'm like, yo, I'm not coming back down here. I don't want to get no type of
Oh
trouble.
yeah,
It's like affiliated with some of these folks. Like,
yes.
yeah,
There was this one particular year in Miami. Yo, you got me. Okay. There was this one particular year in Miami. There was this one black girl who was there. And the only reason why I'm saying black girls, because just to remember, but that's who it was.
Mhm.
And she was out there acting a fool. They called her bossy. And she was out there acting a fool. This was definitely, was it 2020? No, it was 2019. It had to be right before it was right before the pandemic. And she was acting a fool, like she was showing her crotch. She was doing a bunch of stuff, and
Mhm.
she got just a bunch of stuff, and she got a name for herself and everything. And she was like a little influencer for 2.2 seconds after that nastiness went down. And
Yeah.
I knew her. I didn't know her like that, but I knew her enough where I was like, oh my God, like that's crazy. She became an influencer off of that. If it was a man, they'd have put him in jail.
Yep.
So Mark is right. Men should be worried about this documentary,
He's
but
right. He's
not for what he's saying.
No, the way he presented his case was very strong. But what he's saying is right. Men
he's
should be more worried about this documentary. And
Yep.
like you see people talking about this. I was on Kofa channel speaking about this. Like, no, the men should be worried. Like, imagine you were COO of a company or a CEO, and something comes out and showing you, you know what I'm saying, doing some debauchery, enforcing yourself onto a woman, you losing your job.
You are absolutely. They're gonna lose it. Yep.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose their jobs because that's one thing they are, because people love to go back and see the things from 20 years ago. You know, what are we talking like? I mean, like a lot of years ago, right? And then they're gonna say, you know, more than 20 years ago.
Mhm.
It's like many years ago, and they're gonna be like, yo, like we have to get them.
You have to
Like,
get them. And Matt, you working at a company, it's a woman like, oh, I don't feel comfortable. I'm uncomfortable with you working here now because of what you did back in 1994.
Yep.
Back before the Wu dropped the second album. You uncomfortable. You wasn't even born yet. And you uncomfortable.
Yeah, because it is that generation, the ones that weren't born yet. They know all the terms, misogyny and all that. They, and that's how. And women are bad. That's how they are. Mind you, this man done changed his life around. Like, imagine being that pinnacle man. Like, but after that, I had changed my life around. I started going to church more, and then I got my master's, and now I'm a CEO. And then it's like, nah, we got to destroy you for being a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy. Nah, I'm hearing something. Yeah, I hate my computer. My computer gets tired fast. I don't know what it is, but
I'm not gonna get on your computer.
huh?
I'm not gonna say nothing about your computer.
Well, listen, this last part, I'm not even gonna read the DMs, right? Because I was going to, but I am getting ready to get off because I didn't even plan on being here for. This happens to me all the time. I'd be like, oh, I'll just get on for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I just keep talking, and then you came on, so it got even fun. So this last part. So on my channel, I believe I want to get people on my channel who are controversial, because I think that, like, as long as the person isn't, when I say controversial, I'm not talking about like a murderer or somebody who's saying like, I want to, hurt children. Like, no, you're sick and you need to be put away.
Yeah.
But the controversial person. Okay, so all right. Let me just go straight with the example. So you heard of Just Pearly Things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop sharing. All right. So you heard of Just Pearly Things, and so do you know the scandal that she's involved in right now?
Partially.
So what is it? I'm such a teacher. Tell me.
Okay, so basically, she had Nick Fuentes on there, and I think he brought up the Holocaust wasn't real according to him, and she said something about slavery and like how slavery is like over exaggerated in her opinion, and it's like it's kind of messed up. I guess people felt in a certain type of way because Miss Pearly Things kind of catered towards a black manosphere, like that Kevin Samuels type of space. So it was like we starting to see her kind of apologizing because she offended her fan base, and also you see some people that's defending her because they all in the same space making money together, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of like, and you see people also getting at other people. So that's what I see from it.
Did you see the interview though, or did you see the part where she said slavery wasn't a big like? Did you see it?
Yeah, I seen the clip when she said it, but I didn't see the interview. From what I'm trying to understand, the interview is take it down.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's taken down. So here's my thing. My thing is, listen, I don't watch her channel, right? But my thing is this: you knew who you were having on your channel, and why would you take it down? This is me. I'm like, you already made a decision to do it. Just have the person on your channel, talk, whatever, do whatever, right? You became a simp to me when you started did a whole hour-long apology almost, and then took it down and everything. And I'm like, but for real, when I talk to people about it, they don't even say all half of what you just said. Excuse me, they only say one thing. She had Nick Fuentes on, and I'm like, so what? That's how. So this is me. That's how I look at it. So what? It's not even this is me. This is normal. You know what I mean? Why do you need to have somebody on your channel all the time? Like everybody sounding the same. We all have to get along. But even to go back to this particular person, I feel like we said his name already like 3 times, and they probably take down this. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what is it though? If you really think about it, he's on no fly list. He can't have a bank account. The man can't even get on Twitter. He was on Twitter.
No fly list.
Huh?
He's on a no fly list?
Yeah. Wow. 25-year-old kid on a no fly list, right?
That's crazy.
He was on, they did give him back his Twitter for like a day. He held the Twitter space breaking down who owns the networks and, saying the things, but like a full breakdown. And then they got rid of he lost his Twitter before the day. Like, and I was mad because I was like, I was at work. You know what I'm saying? So I missed all of it because it was like, yo, Nick Fuentes had his Twitter, but it's already gone. I'm like, God. And I was at work. So I didn't even get to it was gone in like 3 hours, like maybe 8 hours. I will give him 8 hours. But one thing I'm going to say is that he brings facts. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I know there's times where he says certain things and he sounds, like how Kanye was sounding, but then when he gets serious, he'll be like, no, this happened. Yeah. And then I've seen rabbis say the same things that he say. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not even going because I don't know much about a lot of those topics. So I'm not even going to go there as if I'm some all-knowing expert. I'm not. But I want to have him on my channel. You know what I'm saying? I do, because what is the big deal? Like, I feel like we could just, if he says something I don't agree with, I could bring my part and debate it. Yeah. When you really listen to him talk, though, it's a lot of it is, it's what is it, like decorated a little bit, but when he gets down to the nitty gritty, there's some of it where I can't even say that he's really wrong with certain things when he's bringing facts about certain things, and not just about Jewish people, but period. But just debate him. He can't even be on Facebook, YouTube. His Rumble it do get shadow banned sometimes. I mean, it's like, I'm just like, why even do all this? But when Pearly things be like, I don't know why they banned me off of TikTok and everything. It's like, all right, because you had Nick Fuentes on a thing, and then you acknowledged that you shouldn't have had him on. That's where you messed up for real.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so then I be forgetting that people can see. Like, if somebody's following you, they can see your comment. So I'm like, I don't know why you apologize for having them on in the first place. You have a platform, you can talk to whoever you want to. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Well, somebody came behind me and was like, oh, he's a white supremacist, and she shouldn't have had him on, and this, that, and that. Not even saying half of what you said. Just she shouldn't have had him on because he's a white supremacist. So then I go back and I tell the person, I'm like, and then he's like, she's a grifter. Then he called me one for a second. He was like, you just doing things for money. I'm like, bro, I don't even get paid a single dime for my YouTube. Like, no, this is just me. Like, I mean, like, this is just me. I have a day job. But I mean, I'd love to get paid. I can't wait to get to the point, but we're not there yet. But
soon come, like the Jamaicans say.
Thank you. But yeah, so so he's like, so then he's like, because she's a grift. Then he DMs me, she's a grifter and everything, and she had an admitted white supremacist on and all this. And then so then I was like, listen, I said the girl could have whoever she wants on her channel. It is her channel. If we don't like what he's saying, debate him. But we cannot. I said we can't act like this guy is like this pinnacle. Like the man is more.
I'll give you a better example. Back in the days, not sure how old you are. I think we close to the same age, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think.
Back in the days, Phil Donahue had white supremacists on his channel. Oprah had Ku Klux Klan members on her channel out here from Georgia. They was on there saying how this is the most racist town in Georgia. She had people.
I remember that.
Yeah, so she did stuff like that people that she could debate with and have conversations with and come to a mutual ground. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be echo chambers all the time. Everybody should not have to agree with each other. That shit's whack. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear somebody say point A. I want to hear somebody say point B, and I want to be in between or figure out which side I want to go on. That's how it should be.
Right.
Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I watch too much Ricky Lake.
But that's the thing. It is. But the person though who was going back and forth with me, they actually I think was older than me. So that's why I'm like, we gotta let go of a lot of this rent free. Like how you said, shout out to Broken Traditions. Anytime y'all hear me say rent free, that's Broken Traditions. But
I still gotta record that episode.
I need you to be because it's just like I see it so much. So worse yet, even Jerry Springer used to do the same thing too. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So, and it used to be entertaining, like not entertaining, we laughing, like we would just be, it was interesting television.
Yeah, so Phil Donahue having Minister Farrakhan on.
Yeah, remember he used to have, yes, that's what I'm saying. So because that's what we do. We dialogue, right?
Yes.
So then a guy, he's like, so I said, listen, I said, she can have whoever she wants on. I said, she was only lame when she apologized. That's the only thing. I said, secondly, I'm sorry, this is me. The word white supremacy, I said, I disavow it. I don't even use it. You know why? Because it instantly makes me like a victim to somebody, some other human supremacy. No. I said, if in my mind, this is it, right? In my mind, in my heart, and what I know is that I'm a child of God. So it is an absolute sin for any other human for me to look at them as any kind of supreme or use that word behind any of that. So it instantly puts you in a box too. The white supremacists is around the corner. No, they're not. Nobody's thinking about you. They don't care about you. You know what I mean? To be honest, they're not. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't see a militia around the corner here in Philadelphia. That's not who's taking out these black kids. I'll tell you that. Right? Yeah. So that's what I said to him. So much. So I was like, so that's how I look at it. You know, yeah, I've been discriminated on, but it didn't. So the person who hated on me for being black, they certainly aren't supreme over me. That's crazy, right? Yeah. This person says to me, I cannot believe that my faith is strong enough to withstand white supremacy. And I'm like, you failed already. You failed already. You think, so this is when I'm like, white people are some black people's gods.
Yes.
Because you think God can't, you know what I'm saying? Because your faith is supposed to be faith in God, right? And so I just explained it to you. And you're like,
it's a difference. It's a difference. This we got it wrong at. Some people believe in God, but don't have faith in God. Mm-hmm. They believe in God because it's convenient, just in case God is real. That's the difference.
Yeah, you're right. An insurance policy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's good. That's a good one. You're right.
Yep.
You're right. So I said, and let me tell you, when I have him on my channel, I'm not apologizing, but I don't know when this is happening. Like I'm really trying to have him on my channel because I want that. You know what else I want? I want like a trans person on my channel. I want that, you know, and I just want that because I think it's good for people to see and hear. And secondly, the media labeled him a certain way, you know. Yeah. I feel like when he says white people this, or he's proud of his Anglo-Saxon, you know, his whiteness, for lack of a better term, but he doesn't really use that term. Mm-hmm. But how is that bad to me when we be like, I'm black and I'm proud? You know, I mean, so you feel, you feel proud of your culture. Yeah. And white people have culture. You know, they have things that they do that's called culture. So what's the big deal? But this society is so offended by every little thing. But I'm like,
Is that when we offended too, we have to be victims. Being victim, it's the victim Olympics. Who could be on the number one podium? Who's number two? Who's number three?
yeah,
Long as you on that podium, you okay. So we got to have white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, a white, like you said, a white person being supreme over me is
yeah,
asinine. I'm not saying a white person is supreme over me.
yeah.
I'm not saying nobody's supreme over me. That just sounds crazy.
It does. It does. So that's why I was like, I'm not in certain terms. I just don't, and then it's not what it used to be. And I had to tell people, I'm like, listen, too, I always say this on this channel. White supremacy in 2023 is not what it was in 1965. When I went and I looked up, when they had that little graph that said whiteness and it was describing what whiteness is people being on time, people who believe in God, people who have an education, they have a house. I'm like, well, first of all, this is racist because I know a lot of black people who do this, and y'all are saying like, yeah, that's white. I'm like, that's white. Oh, you sound white. Why is it? Why?
Yeah, I remember I see some video. Some dude used a word, and the guy wasn't familiar with the word. He said, "Oh, I'm black. I don't know those words." I'm like, you already putting yourself in that category of being illiterate or not knowing certain things because you're black, and you think that's okay. That's crazy.
That's crazy. And I never thought like that. Like even when I was on the left, I never thought like, come on, I'm black. I never thought that it was a debilitating thing to be black. Like
I'll give you a good example. There was a commercial. I tried to post it on my Instagram. It got flagged. There was a commercial during the Olympics, and they had like the Special Olympics. They showing all these people going through their disabilities. So they show a guy with one arm. They show a guy with a shaved head. I think he got like leukemia, had cancer. Then they showed a black woman. No physical disability, just a black woman. And they put that black woman in the same category as people with physical disabilities. And it was like, no matter what you have to go through, you can overcome it. I'm like, damn.
He's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't ready.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to clip this and put this on the channel. Like, yo, you had me dying. I'm like, damn. That's sobering as yo, what?
Yes.
Wow.
And I posted it for the little bit of time it was up. People was like, oh, you don't get the message? You don't understand with the plight of the black woman? And I'm like, you talking about somebody with no legs.
Right.
You talking about a man who would literally have to get out of bed and put his legs on his nub to walk around. You have legs, arms, you're an able-bodied person, and you compare yourself to a man with no legs, and you're trying to be comparable to that just to stay a victim. That shit's crazy.
So you're basically saying that you're black, you're black, your race, whatever you want to call it, blackness, is comparable to, it's like having a disability. It disables you.
Yes.
Being black makes you disabled. Like that's how you got even bring it all. So these people are here because they're disabled. So her disability is that she's a black woman.
Yes.
Wow. I never felt that way about being black. I mean, I never did. I mean, I was ideological to the point where I thought I had superpowers because I was black. I never felt retarded.
My son was playing AAU. It's like this white kid was busting. I'm like, yo, you supposed to be better than him. I'm like, why this white kid busting your ass?
Those kind of things. Like, oh, my melanated skin, I'm a god. And,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
The sun.
Never thought, like, it makes me less of a person. Never thought that. So, wow. So that's what I'm saying. That's where we at with it. And then they don't get it. Like, they just, man, that victimhood mentality is but I'm gonna tell you, black folk, y'all, if you're not black and a woman, but not too long, because really, if you're not black and trans or black and gay or something, you don't matter. Like Chase said, and I'm seeing it more and more today. It's all about the trans, it's all about the LGBTQ. So if you don't have that behind your name, you are now an oppressor.
Yeah.
Period. And people need to wake up. But I'm not boxed in like that. Like I'm not anymore. Back in the day, I would have been like, I don't want to be a sellout. Now I'm like, oh, please call me a sellout. Like I heard y'all talking about, people push back and all that. Like man, it's not all black folk that's like this, but the ones that'll say something to you like, "Oh, you sound white," it's like, listen, I want you to think I'm weird because whatever you think is normal is not what I want to be. Like, because come on, man, the time is changing and people are waking up like, yo, you gotta keep up. There's a lot going on. And black folk is still fighting white supremacy. Meanwhile, digital banking is right around the corner. Like, they always, damn it. I was like, here we go being distracted.
It's in the yard walking to your front door right now.
Right here.
Right around the corner. It's
a
like
whole bunch of bad black folk when the dollar turned into paper, when the oil things was like, surprise. Yeah, because y'all was following Tariq Nasheed, you know what I mean, with the marches for, like, I don't know, I don't, and I believe in marching. I actually do, but for the right reasons. Like, we marching for voting rights, and I was like, all right, you know what? It's like,
don't get started on that.
that's why the boy Pearson, he could come through. That bag got his accent on full deck. He don't care. Y'all found the video about him. He's like, I don't care. I'm fluffing this fro, and I'm like,
I don't know if you were alone that. I said on when I was on Shay's Live, I was like, they literally found the man that they could make it to Martin Luther King voice. He got Malcolm X glasses. He got Huey P. Newton fro. He got what's my man name?
Jesse Jackson Dashiki.
Not Jesse Jackson. What was the other person with the Dashiki? He changed his name. Oh my God. I can't think of his name. Stokely Carmichael Dashiki. They wrapped all these people into one.
Yep.
Wrapped them all into one. And they said, here you go.
Yep. And then you got people talking about some preach brother. Mind you, this guy's on the pulpit, and y'all was saying that talking about because Mother God, like, yo, y'all do too much. Like, y'all do way too. Like, I wish I could be there because I'll be like, this is with my bullhorn. Like, this is wrong. Like, Mother God, it's always.
If you listen to the speech, he was like, Mother God. That was the first thing he said. Then he started naming all these women. He named he named 4 great grandmothers. I don't know how you pull that off. Then you name 2 grandmothers. Then you name your mother. Then you name your sisters. Then he named his father.
It is bad.
Yes.
It is really. It is. It's something, yo. It is bad. Like,
yeah, and not to mention the other dude, Justin Jones. He got crimes in the Summer of Love. So, like, I think he attacked somebody. Like, during the protest, he hit somebody in the head with a cone. Like, who fights with a cone? I don't know.
I know.
Different.
And so then these are the same people, though. You hit somebody in the head with a cone, but today you on Good Morning America. You a representative. You doing all this stuff, and then you'll go on a thing and say, yes, because the cops are attacking us. They hunting us. The justice system isn't fair. You bust somebody upside the head with the cone and you get to have a camera on you today. I'm sorry that I can't believe that this country's that much racist because you're famous now,
Yeah.
But what I'm going to say this though, as much as I'm clowning the situation, it does work. All of that acting. Yeah. And so Republicans need to not be sitting up there cracking up like, oh, come on, he looks like an idiot. No, y'all need to go grassroots and connect with these people. Stop telling people, turn the message around. You know what I mean? Wake people up, please. But I'm not going to, I'm going to clown them because I know better, but I'm not dumb too. I know that there's people connecting to this nonsense. So
yeah, like I did my live. People, like, I saw a post. Well, I think I saw a D.L. Hughley post about this Justin J. Pearson saying how great he is. And I went in the comments just to be nosy. And this one guy was like, yeah, this is the next Malcolm X. I'm like, how did you come to that conclusion?
Yeah, like the whole Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Malcolm X went through a journey, all kinds of, this guy's.
And I tried to convince Shay how somebody could come to that conclusion. He wasn't convinced. But I guess I could do it here too.
Yeah, I'm listening.
This is my third time saying this, how he's compared to Malcolm X. All right. Both of them, their fathers are preachers, right? So they got that in common. We could say that Justin J. Pearson, when you see his old video in college, how he was one way and how he is now. We could say the same thing about Malcolm X. Malcolm X wasn't like Malcolm X all the time. He was Detroit Red.
Yeah.
He was in the streets as a hustler, so he changed his ways. So they have that in common. They both, to whoever they're speaking to, they both great orators. Like, I don't agree with Justin J. Pearson, what he's saying and how he's saying it, but the people he's speaking to, they agree with it.
Yeah.
Same way with
Yeah.
Malcolm X. People agree
Yeah.
with Malcolm X the way he spoke.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, if we could say Justin J. Pearson was groomed to become who he is by the Democrats, we could say the same thing about Malcolm X, who was groomed by the Nation of Islam to become who he was.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where they have the comparisons,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
similarities. So I
No,
can see
yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
that's where it stops because what they stand for is totally different.
Totally different. But if you on that other side where you're not even getting into all that, he is the next Malcolm X to them.
Yes.
Because, and it's still the same thing. This is, I mean, I can't say that black folk, not, obviously, again, not all, but they always looking for the black leader. And it's like, guys, the only leader is God. Okay. Like if you know that, oh, thank you. Thank you, Jarbel. Thank you. If you know that, God is the only one who should be leading you. Y'all still looking for Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King was anyway. But like y'all looking for somebody to come and say, like, yeah, we's gonna follow him. We's gonna march to the promise. No, man, your Bible. Pick up your Bible. There's all the leading you need right there. And y'all do all this hooting and hollering, but y'all won't read that Bible because it's full of nothing but self accountability. Y'all don't read that. Y'all hate that Bible. But I'm a Christian on you, but don't read the Bible.
It was
then you would know.
Another thing too, like I said in my last video, we obsessed with the civil rights era.
Yes, you did.
We obsessed with the civil rights era. We want to stay in the civil rights era minus the Jim Crow. We don't want Jim Crow back, but we want civil rights era back. We don't want separate water fountains. First of all, nobody uses water fountains no more, but we don't want that no more.
Right.
We want all that without Jim Crow. That's what we want.
Right. Yeah, because they don't want to work. They don't want to fight for these people. I'm telling you, if you go back to my catalog, this is from last year. They were going on hunger strikes for voting rights, man. That shit. I was like, what? Y'all not going on no hunger strike. It's all for show. You know what I'm saying? It's all for show. I'm like, we can vote, guys. You know what I mean? The other day, Joe Biden knows, oh yeah, I gotta go pander to the blacks. Let's get a couple blacks and walk through a bridge. And then they pulled out Jesse Jackson, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jesse Jackson in a wheelchair.
My man is
looking like Larry Holmes, looking sick. And I'm like, yo, get this man in the hospital. This man do not belong out here on this bridge. This man is literally rolling to his death. And y'all trying to have this man on the come on, man.
I said the same thing because there was this other old guy who was struggling to walk. I was like, I'm not even gonna bust on this old man. Poor thing. I said he's trying, I mean, I'm not mean, okay? But I said, of course, Al Sharpton hustling crook. Al Sharpton is such a crook. His hair can't even work right.
Think about Al Sharpton and bring it back full circle with these Tennessee 3. When you watch Justin Jones being reinstated, his Tamika Mallory's there. Who is Tamika Mallory's mentor? Al Sharpton.
Now, you see what I'm saying?
It's like they need I don't know, they recreating themselves. Tamika Mallory is the next Al Sharpton. She was under him for years.
You see? Yeah. And Tamika Mallory, it's a shame because when I didn't know about all these different groups. She was trying to find her group because she was part of the Me Too movement first. But she said something like Farrakhan is the GOAT. But I didn't think there was anything wrong with what she said. I've listened to some stuff Farrakhan said. I'm not gonna call him the GOAT, but if she felt that way, that's not a big deal. But they kicked her out of the Me Too because you know who Farrakhan talking against, and I'm gonna leave it right.
Yeah.
So, and he does not say to end those people. Okay, everybody be like, oh, he calls for no, he doesn't. I've heard what he said. He always said, I'm not calling for no kind of hurt. I don't have to agree with everything he says, but he doesn't say that. So he kicked her out of that. And so the next group that came was Black Lives Matter. And it was right on time for her to latch on to that. And then I was seeing who she really was. And I was like, oh, never mind. Because I don't like Black Lives Matter organization because it's all, everything against the black man. It's black women Marxists, it's lesbian Marxists. It's just terrible. But yet it's the crooks. And then like we were saying, Jesse, they took, and that man can't even walk. They had to get a lift, get him out the bed and put him on a wheelchair. He looks like a corpse. And
probably
they told
didn't know where he
him,
was at.
huh?
He probably didn't know where he was at. He
Of
probably
course he didn't know because
it was like Weekend at Bernie's. It was like we would just drag this dude out here.
because he was like on a slant Jordan glasses
Yeah.
on. And I'm like, I said, what did they revive him just for this? I'm like, this is crazy. I
That's
said,
sad.
y'all got him out here for something that he thought was already taken care of.
Yeah, and to go back to say like black people need leaders. When I had I had a podcast a few weeks ago with D Mays and Kofa. Speaking of Kofa is trying to reach out to you. I got to give you Kofa's number.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he want to have you on the show.
Oh,
But
cool. Yeah.
so I was we had him on there, and I was asking D Mays and Kofa like, do black people need leaders? And D Mays said, hell no. He said because if you know who the leaders are, you know who to control. Then after that, you could buy control, and after that, that person who's the leader could control the mass of the black people. Then after that, I said, we also, you know who the leaders are. If they can't control that person, they just kill them. So it's like, what?
We don't need leaders at all.
No.
Al Sharpton is a leader.
Yes.
You know, like, and he's doing. We just want a seat at the table, and I'm like, you have a private jet, dog. Like, tell people how you got that private jet. Why don't you tell people how to be self-sufficient? Not begging. He's always begging.
He's not selling self-sufficiency. He's selling being a victim.
Of course, because he needs the money to keep coming. So they sell delusion. It is dangerous and it's delusional. It is. It really is. And then they're doing this to generate. Then they'll say, you know, I heard this thing like, oh, people have generational PTSD because of slavery. And I'm like, yeah, but who embedded it in them? You know, like I do believe that. But is the rhetoric, they oppressed us, that white man, you was a slave. Once you do that, you was a slave. No, this child was not a slave. This child is not a slave. Something happened. They should use that thing that happened and use it as motivation to live their fullest life. That's what that ancestor would want. But this child is not a slave. But when these older people, whoever, you was a slave. The white man was your master. No. So who's giving them the PTSD?
Yeah,
you know, I don't know.
Slave syndrome.
Yeah.
We
have to stop it. But yeah. I'm about to that. Go ahead, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube at Broken Traditions. You see my picture? Hold on, so I can pull it up for y'all real quick. It'll go look like this. So you'll see that picture right there.
Yep.
Then after that, you like that, right? You can
nice headshots, like.
Yeah, thank you. I did all that myself. You can also
you did? I really thought you went to somebody. You did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just took the camera off of here and took it to my Sky Lounge and started taking pictures on a tripod.
Oh yeah, you hooked it up. I really was like, oh man, I gotta find out who had got like the package deal for. Okay. That's what's up.
Little side note: if you go to my son's Twitch, his profile picture is a headshot from JCPenney.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. So you also can find me at Twitter, which I'm like not really active. I just go in there to get information to talk about here on YouTube. I get paid at. Yeah. So you can find me there. You can find me on Instagram at Broken Traditions. Same picture. Where else I'm at? Apple, Spotify, podcasts, all the podcasts. You can find the Broken Traditions podcast. Uploads every Tuesday. You can also find me on YouTube podcast. Same thing. Uploads every Tuesday. And brokentraditions.com. That's my website. You can go in there, find all information, sign up for my newsletter so you can become be part of the newsletter so you can get alerts when I drop new information. So instead of me trying to fight with this algorithm, I'm trying to create my own algorithm because clearly they're just making up the rules as they go along. Like you said, you can't put website links in your YouTube no more.
Yeah, like I don't even know what that's about. I just put your link on the chat too.
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, they are hating. Now, guys, the Substack link is on the chat. I'll put it on the description too. And I'll put Traditions a link on the oh my God, on the description as well.
Take your time.
Yeah, I know. Because I've been talking for a little while, so now it's
I can't want to hear you about to leave. You did like another 45 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm like Traditions. Then I was like, nah, well, you know what? I can do another 5 minutes. Here we are, 45 minutes later. But no, I have fun. It's always fun when you come through. So
thank you for having me.
Yeah, no sweat. All right, y'all, and in the broadcast, peace. Damn, you always go off.